Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Employment Relations Tribunal rules in favor of ATS strikers. Over 150 child abuse cases recorded last year. And legal aid lawyers told to be free of politics.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
Air terminal services workers who have been on strike for 5 weeks will now return to work following a ruling by the Employment Relations Tribunal at the Nadi Magistrates Court this afternoon. The tribunal held their last meeting and ruled in favor of more than 200 striking workers. The ruling includes workers return with no conditions and receive full back pay from December 16th last year. The tribunal has also given the ATS management 48 hours to respond or risk being in contempt of court. ATSET Secretary Vili Finau told FPC News they will soon publish the court ruling for public knowledge, adding they're still celebrating the news.
We're able to get back to normal life and continue with work, and we want to also just reassure all our customers, the airline customers, that we are ready to go back to work to serve them with professional service as we have always done.
Meanwhile, attempts to get comments from acting ATS Chief Executive Harimani proved futile, whereas ATS Manager Human Resources declined to comment on the matter at this stage. 153 cases of sexual abuse of children were recorded by the Ministry of Women and Children's Child Services Unit from January to November last year. Unit Assistant Director Ella Tuktuklevu says sexual abuse is on the rise, adding that analysis has shown victims are getting younger while perpetrators are getting older. Sainyani Boiler reports.
Assessment done by social welfare officers has uncovered cases where perpetrators and victims are from the same family in many instances. In such cases, victims are being taken to places of safety.
We have 10 approved homes across the country, and if children are not safe in their own homes, we welfare officers we try to go into court and take out a care order so the children can be under the care of the state or care of the Director of Social Welfare.
Non-government organization Lifeline Fiji says they are taking different approaches to assist affected children.
Not one size fits all for a child. Different methods and different modes of communication is required for a different set of age group in a child. And this is something that we would like to share with parents.
Children who are under the care of the state are being treated like any ordinary child, where all of their needs are being met by the ministry. There are currently 192 children under the care of the 10 approved state homes around the country. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Chief Justice Anthony Gates has reminded the lawyers of the Legal Aid Commission to always be free of politics. Speaking at the Commission's annual corporate workshop in Natandola, Justice Gates said this should be observed, especially this year, because it is an election year.
Courts wish to keep politics out of court, and the same applies to the grant of legal aid for cases. Funding is for genuine cases, not for political point scoring. Yes, some cases have a political angle to them. That can at times be unavoidable. But we try to concentrate on the well-accepted principles of the civil claim or the elements of the criminal charge only. Similarly, politics is not for the office. You must demonstrate to the clients that you have no axe to grind. You're there to assess their applications and to be part of the team that puts their case to court.
Meanwhile, the Legal Aid Commission will open 5 more offices in the coming months to realise government's commitment of easing access to justice. Director Shaheen Ali says it is critical that legal services be taken to areas outside the urban centres, as they have done in Nambawalu, Taviuni and Levuka. The new offices will open in Rotuma, Senganga, Wunindawa, Keasi and Kandavu. The Commission provides assistance on family law, maintenance, custody, domestic violence and legal representations for offenders who cannot afford a lawyer. The Fiji Roads Authority is aware of the concerns raised by drivers in Nadi in relation to a particular junction in Namaka. The junction, which is located close to the BSP Bank in Namaka, has been seen by many drivers as a hazardous road. The FRA says they will be addressing the problem of the junction soon. Felipe Necaso has more.
This junction in Namaka is on the priority list for the Fiji Roads Authority, as it's currently a blind spot for drivers that turn right to head towards the Votolevu roundabout.
What we're planning is to install traffic lights that will also act as pedestrian crossing as well. So it gives the chance for the pedestrians to get across to the median and then move on, and it will control the traffic flow. We are acutely aware of that issue. That plan is being formulated now. I need to go back to my team in the head office, the design team, and work out when we can actually do that, but we are treating it as a priority.
The Roads Authority says that installing traffic lights on this junction may take a while.
We need to bring in the equipment. Unfortunately, none of the equipment we need for the traffic signals is made in Fiji, so it has to be imported. It is a critical issue. What I'm looking at now is if I can divert something from a less critical use to here, I'll do that. The problem with that is it's an offset junction, and the traffic light needs for an offset junction are different to those for a regular junction where all the roads come together. So we may not be able to use something that's been delivered for other areas for this particular use.
This junction has been a major problem for many drivers, especially when they're trying to turn right.
It really needs a light there, and there's so many accidents recently. And actually there's a bus stop around there. And when we're making a right turn, when you make a right turn going towards the airport or going to the roundabout, and when the bus stops there, and it really obstructs the view.
We need lights there. The road authority should be put the light there, and we can't say like every week we're getting the accident there. So I hope road authority gonna do something, because it's very difficult to go out, especially when you turn right.
To ask to Fiji Road Authority to fix the light, traffic light for us again to get it easy. It's very dangerous when you're turning right or left. People driving very fast there.
While it may take a while for the installation of the traffic lights here, the Fiji Roads Authority is pleading to drivers to be more alert and careful when making turns. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Still to come, Nadi residents urged to prepare for planned water shutdown. And Kimberley Street closed off for repair. Stay with us.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoi Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo sekolah ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kena Domoi Viti.
Kaya kuyazo silil talit, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela, nagudurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoi Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoi Viti na bonga ni BNN.
Fiji Times editor-in-chief Fred Wesley says it is unfortunate that the newspaper has been accused of printing misleading headlines. Responding to Prime Minister Varange Bainimarama's hit-out at the paper yesterday, Wesley said their public service ethic is at the heart of most of the stories they cover. Bainimarama has yesterday hit out at Fiji Times, claiming they are cooking up false drama and the incorrect reporting was becoming irritating. Meanwhile, Wesley says they responded to the calls of those in remote communities and villages, Fijians who wanted to bring to light information affecting the well-being and safety of their children. Replying to the questions sent by FBC News, Wesley said the villagers sought the newspaper's help and they responded. He claims what the newspaper published was done as honestly and as accurately as they could. Wesley also says they had sent questions to the Education Ministry on the days they visited these communities and have not received a response so far. The Water Authority yesterday met with the business community, school management, residents, advisory councillors and key stakeholders in Nadi to get an update on the progress made to store water. Board Director Kamal Gandra says it's important to emphasize on this to ensure no residents are affected during the planned water shutdown next month. Akusita Tale has more.
Residents in Nadi are advised to store as much water as possible with the planned water shutdown just 11 days away.
They need to store at least 200 liters of water for the cooking and drinking purpose. So this is what we're trying to emphasize, and we'll be also talking to business communities here, including the town council, in terms of some of the issues they may face and how best Water Authority could address it.
We are announcing it 1 month before. So it's a matter of storing water. 200 liters is enough just for drinking and cooking during that period. So they have to store and support us for this repair.
Kamal Gandar has confirmed a national control center will be established in Namaka during the 4-day water shutdown.
The control center will be based in Namaka and taking in complaints and managing the entire shutdown in terms of requests coming in from public, from the hotels and also from the business communities.
The Water Authority has also set up additional measures by creating a free toll line 1507 and a separate email Nangando helpline at waf.com.fj to assist people on how best to address the issues that will be raised during the shutdown period. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The Fiji Roads Authority has begun urgent rehabilitation on Kimberley Street in Suva from this morning. General Manager Network Operations and Maintenance, Aram Go, says they will be carrying out pavement and water main construction work. Go says this work was due to commence in late December and was delayed due to new requirements to include upgrading of the water lines within the site. The road will be fully closed 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and only residents will be allowed to enter Kimberley Street. Work is anticipated to be completed by February the 17th. Ratu Seremaya Davuilati has been commissioned as Fiji's roving ambassador to the Pacific Island states and special envoy to the regional organizations under the Council of Regional Organizations in the Pacific. Davuilati commenced work in the civil service in 1976. He has since worked at the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry, as well as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Tourism, Civil Aviation and External Trade. He served as ambassador to Japan, roving ambassador high commissioner to the Pacific Island countries, and as ambassador to Indonesia from 2011 to 2016. The Fashion Council of Fiji will be organizing a Fijian fashion festival in June. This festival aims to train young people to start valuing themselves both commercially and as individuals. Close to 110 models turned up at the Fiji Museum today to audition for the Fashion Festival. Council Chair Faraz Ali says they plan to provide the model training on diet and fitness. A total of 5 shows has been outlined and 76 models have been chosen already.
So the Fijian Fashion Festival is it's over 2 days. It's the 1st and 2nd of June. It will be Friday and Saturday evening of the group shows, and Saturday day, which is very exciting, we have individual shows of established designers. So they get to formulate the runway however they like, and they get to sort of express themselves fully.
Ahead in sports, WBF Asia Pacific Super Lightweight Boxing competition cancelled. And competition for final 9 spots rife among athletes. Details after the break.
Moala rarada ranavika au tikongona taunu singatoka andou talitaka na vakaronga na Bula FM number 2 na serre
ya dora chubuli kurnambili borani batukara hambara binanga do talitakina na vakaronga na Bula FM number 2 na serre
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
The WBF Super Lightweight Boxing program between Fiji's Sebastian Singh and Australian boxer Brent Dame has been cancelled. The event has been cancelled because Singh has been postponing the competition, saying that he's unwell, whereas Dame claims this is all a lie. Eronituinuku reports.
Justin Kennedy, who was due to be the supervisor from the World Boxing Foundation for the title fight next month, is not happy with the attitude of Team Sebastian. He says it is unprofessional of them to use dengue fever as an excuse to defer the fight. However, Sebastian Singh, on the other hand, says these are false accusations against him from Team Dames.
Brent Dames, if he wants to do it, man, he still got the invite on the 16th of February. Why not take the fight and come get a hiding? Because all this talk has been, people are talking too much. Whereas, I'm just a fighter. My management does all the paperwork for me. So if I became sick, I can't do much about it.
Meanwhile, boxing promoter Pranil Das says the fight will go on with or without Dames.
He's just requested for extend the fight, but they are not agreeing. And this guy, Daven, the manager for Brent, I think he's been talking a lot. He should understand if somebody gets sick, we can't do much there. We can't force anyone to fight, especially when it's a boxing and it's a title fight.
Sebastian Singh opposed the comment made by Team Dames, saying the title has not been stripped of him, but his team has decided to vacate the championship belt. Eronituinuku, FBC Sports.
Fiji Airways National Sevens team utilities Waisena Dhungu and Sevuloni Modena will provide pace and strength to the players next weekend in Sydney, Australia. Nadhungu missed out on the last leg in Cape Town, and Modena has been out for a while due to injuries. National coach Gareth Baber says the inclusion of the two players will boost the performance of team in Sydney and Hamilton.
Losing Waisia in the second game in Dubai was a blow for us because we lost a lot of our capability in terms of pace. But obviously, as you said, you've got him back, and then you've got good experience in Sevuloni, who's come back through calf injury, which he sustained in Central Coast when we played over there. It's been a bit of a long one, but it's good to have him back. Good experience, good knowledge, good physical presence, either in a rover position or as a forward. So it gives me opportunities to use him across the team.
Fiji Weightlifting had a phenomenal 2017 and is geared up for this year's event, starting with the Commonwealth Games in April. With 70 days of preparation left before the significant event, the lifters are eager to participate and please their fans. Eronituinuku reports.
Pacific Mini Games gold medalist Manueli Tulo is ready for his first Commonwealth Games.
I'm looking forward to the Commonwealth Games. It's one of the major sports in the world, second to the Olympic Games, and we're all looking forward to it.
To compete with the best, Tulo will work on mental fitness before they leave for Australia.
There are many obstacles that we're facing right now, but we'll try and turn it into a positive way for mental preparation going into this competition. We want to go there and do well at the Games.
Meanwhile, Team Fiji Weightlifting General Secretary Ritesh Rathiram says they are impressed with the performance of the lifters.
It was good to see where they were, and they were exactly where we thought they would be, and so we now just step it up a little bit more, build a little bit more intensity as we get closer to the game.
Team Fiji will leave on the 1st of April to participate in the Commonwealth Games that will be held in Gold Coast, Australia from the 4th to the 15th of April. Eronituinuku, FBC Sports.
Athletics Fiji will work on improving the fitness level of athletes that are gearing up for the Commonwealth Games that will be held in April in Gold Coast, Australia. Despite the long break during the festive season, team manager Joseph Roden says he is impressed with the athletes' performance and hopes to select the best. Eronituinuku once again.
19 athletes will compete to fill the 9 vacant spots in Team Fiji to the Commonwealth Games.
What we're trying to do is see where they stand since they've come back from Vanuatu, and so we know how many of them are actually close to the times or the qualifying standards, or who are the front runners for the top 9, the 9 spots. We have only 9 spots, so right now this is just to monitor their performance and see who's up there and who's looking good.
With only 2 months left for preparation, Team Fiji will focus on getting overseas exposure.
Our plan is to send them away for a 4-week training camp at the Gold Coast. So to let them prepare and acclimatize and actually get a feel of competition over there at a different level.
Pacific Mini Games triple jump silver medalist Eugene Volma has improved on his weaknesses.
So the mini games, it was a qualifying. At the same time, for some of us, it identified a lot of weaknesses, like technique, competing hard, making sure that we complete the full 6 attempts, and so on and so forth.
Athletics Fiji will select the top 9 athletes on the 24th of next month and send them to Australia for exposure before the Commonwealth Games in April. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
Top seeds at the Australian Open have started to stamp their mark as the tournament entered its 6th day at Melbourne Park today. Young players are also not lagging behind as they are creating upsets in the match, hoping to get their hands on the prestigious title. Fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. Isolated showers and a few thunderstorms was experienced in some places in the afternoon. In the west, a mixture of sun and clouds. Bar was the hottest at 33 degrees. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, a hot day with intervals of cloud and sun. And up north, a very sunny day with temperatures rising up to 34 degrees. At sea, moderate to fresh easterly winds, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide tonight will be at 9:48 with low tide tomorrow morning at 3:14. Sunrise will be at 5:46. Now for tomorrow, some showers and few thunderstorms over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands is expected. Showers becoming frequent and heavy from later tomorrow. Elsewhere, it should be fine apart from afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. Looking further on to Monday, expect much of the same conditions. Recapping the main stories, Employment Relations Tribunal rules in favour of ATS strikers. Over 150 child abuse cases recorded last year. And legal aid lawyers told to be free of politics. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question: would you like to see new players included in the Fiji team for Sydney Sevens and Hamilton Sevens? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची FM सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची FM is number 1. It's so hot.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची FM सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची FM is hot.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची FM सुनते हैं। मिर्ची FM is hot. I love मिर्ची FM.
हमें स्पिन टोकता हुआ कि मिर्ची FM में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.